Hey folks, how's it going? Hope everyone had a really good 4th of July weekend. I had an excellent one. It included the 3 B's, which is barbecuing, beer, and blowing shit up, and that's what we did all weekend long. And while meeting friends and family, really good. Also did 2 acoustic shows over the weekend with my band, Broken Undertone. Those were fabulous gigs and good times had by all. So it was a good weekend. It was a good holiday weekend. And now, you know, Sunday is just relax and be a lazy bum day because tomorrow it's back to bullshit and back to normal life, I guess you could say. So I thought I would end this holiday weekend. Let me turn on the music here. So I thought I'd end the holiday weekend here with showing some vinyl that I haven't shown yet from a dig I did about a week or so ago. Actually, a week ago. And I got some decent stuff, so let's show it off here. First up is from Iron Maiden. This is Maiden England, 1988 live record, double LP set. I got really lucky scoring this one. I went to a shop in Sacramento, just browsed into the records, and the owner just said, "Excuse me," because I was in the new arrivals section. Owner says, "Excuse me," and puts this into the new arrival bin and walks away. I look at it like, are you fucking kidding me? I quickly grabbed it. I just asked the guy, "This just come in?" He goes, "Yeah, it came in about an hour ago. You're the first to see it." And it was mine right after that. So, right place, the right time. It was on the shelf no more than 5 seconds and in my greedy little hands. And it's a gatefold album. I'm sure this has been shown on the VC before, but because it's Maiden. But I'm really happy to have this record set. Used copy, but an excellent used copy. It's on, both albums are on picture disc. There's the live photos in the insert sleeve. And lyrics, nothing special there. And like I said, picture disc. Some good artwork on the picture disc, such as that. And here's the other side. And for picture disc, sounds really good. And because it's Maiden, the artwork looks really good to me. So I love the artwork on Maiden albums. The artwork on their albums, I've said before in other videos, are usually my favorite to hunt for. And when I find them, it's a fun day in the music room here. So finding this record set was really good luck. And there's album 2 here, with a great live photo on the insert sleeve. Again, the back is just lyrics, nothing special. And it's a picture disc and some different artwork on record number 2. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That is cool. Really cool. And back, there's our artwork on the back. Very nice looking albums. Very, very nice. So I feel very, very happy and lucky to have scored it when I did. I played on the turntable here. It sounds just amazing. I love the sound quality, love the songs on here, and I had a blast listening to that just to give you a look-see of what's on the album. Love collecting Maiden records when I can find them. They're very hard to come up with in my area. They're not just lying around. You really have to just be at the right spot at the right time, and I got that lucky and scored something that I was hoping to score. I was really hoping to score this. You know, you hit the record stores, you gotta be patient, and then one day it's pay dirt. And so, Made in England, 1988. Great find. Big addition to the Maiden collection. Another great find from Jimi Hendrix. This is just entitled the Jimi Hendrix Concerts. And it's another double live album set featuring select songs from the Jimi Hendrix Experience from the years 68 to 1970. From venues like San Francisco, the Winterland Auditorium in San Francisco. They also have the Sports Arena, San Diego. Some live recordings from New York City, Randall's Island, New York. Actually, what's cool about this, I'll show you. The live version of Red House, let me bring this to the camera here. You can see the live version of Red House was on July 17th, 1970. And what's so interesting about that is that was the day I was born. That's my birthday, July 17th, 1970. And I looked in the back of the jacket here. I saw that they got a live recording of Red House from New York on the day I was born. So I thought it was cool. So I love the painting on the front here. Very nice looking painting of Jimi Hendrix. In the back is, of course, the infamous photo where he sets his guitar on fire, but he does Monterey Pop Festival, if I remember correctly. That was a couple of years before my time. And the gatefold has some really nice looking pictures of Hendrix and tells a little story of his live recording performances. I mean, really nice. And the inner sleeves are the original inner sleeves. We just have this nice picture of Hendrix. In the back we have a catalog of all his official albums. So, real nice. It is on Reprise Records or Reprise Records, however you say it. And some really good live recordings. Just makes you realize how awesome a band the Jimi Hendrix Experience was. Just a fantastic band, and you know, I threw this on and these two records flew by like in 5 minutes. I had a great time listening to this. It's one of those things when you put a record on and if you're not into it, it just seems like the music takes forever to get to the end. And not the case here. You know, the two records, what seemed like fly by in like 5-10 minutes. This is an amazing album. And it has all the songs you would hope to hear from a Hendrix live record. Got the music loud. Fire, Red House, Stone Free, Are You Experienced, Little Wing, Blue Child, Hey Joe, Wild Thing, just to name a few, are on this collection. I dig Jimi Hendrix. I got a small collection of Hendrix. I wouldn't say I have a great collection of him, but what I do have, I love, and this is a great addition to that. So the Jimi Hendrix concerts, brilliant record set. All right, folks, this is proof that hell has officially frozen over. I bought a David Lee Roth solo album on vinyl. What the hell's wrong with me? But if I was going to buy one, this is going to be the one. Eat 'em and Smile. And this is actually a promo copy. You can actually see that there in the corner. So it's a promo copy of a record. Everybody remember, if you were alive in the 80s and you were a young person, teenager, whatever, you remember this. David Lee Roth decides to leave Van Halen to become a solo star. At that point, I freaking hated him for that move. I thought he should have stayed at Van Halen where he's the strongest. Instead, he decides to just, you know, become a star and leave the band behind. And I really thought that was an asshole move on his part, but oh well, whatever. And has the original inner sleeve on it. I have to admit, though, I don't really like David Lee Roth as a solo artist. I do like the band he put together on this record. It was a killer band of Billy Sheehan, Steve Vai, Greg Bissonette. That was just an awesome band, and that's what I really like about this album, is that band that he put together. They were just amazing together. They sounded killer, and it has a custom label, a picture of David Lee Roth, you know, where the hole goes is where his nose would be, so then so it sort of pokes through, really cool. And back labels, nothing exciting, but I didn't know it had a custom label because I never bought this record before, so I found that amusing. But this is a good album. Yankee Rose, I guess, is okay, but I really love Shy Boy, Ladies Night in Buffalo. I love Going Crazy. I remember when he dressed up in the video, he dressed up like the big fat guy, the Picasso brother. That was pretty funny. Tobacco Road's great. Elephant Gun was pretty good. All in all, this is a fun album. I really thought this was a fun album. When I brought it home and listened to it, really loved what I heard. I remember my best buddy in high school had this on cassette back in the day. And and he had a car too, so ditch class and go score some alcohol, some booze or whatever. We'd listen to this while we're driving around. So back in '86 or '87, I forgot what the year was. This was a fun record to listen to. I think I was in 10th grade when this record came out. And I just remember a few buddies had it on cassette, so the people I was hanging out with always had this tape. I was listening to it everywhere I went. So, but this is a fun record to have, just to remember the mid-'80s, being in 10th grade, and it just seems like there were rock bands everywhere, and those were the good old days. All right, next up is from Siouxsie and the Banshees, Kaleidoscope. Record I've been hoping to score a bunch of times. For some reason, I just could not find it. And if I did find it, it was like the most beat up used copy in the world. So, and this one I wouldn't say is in mint condition or even good condition, but it's not bad. And the vinyl was clean. Unfortunately, I haven't spun it yet. I've been so damn busy with 4th of July weekend, I haven't had a chance to even get to this record. So maybe later tonight, I'll relax and give it a spin. So I can't really talk about the music here. But it is on the Polydor label. So can't wait to get to that. Really dig their albums. I got quite a collection of them going already. So this was a really, really big find for me. So really happy to have scored Kaleidoscope from Siouxsie and the Banshees. Can't wait to get into that. A couple of 12-inch singles from Michael Jackson. This is the duet he did with his sister, Janet Jackson, for the song Scream. I was real surprised to see this on vinyl. I always see it on CD, and I didn't even know it was on vinyl, so I was pretty surprised to find this. It, of course, has the regular edit version of the song Scream, but it also has a couple of mixes, a club mix, a pre-pressurized dub mix, whatever that means, a naughty main mix, okay, and of course the song Childhood, which was the theme from Free Willy 2, which I don't skip over. I listened to it one night, and it really sounded good on vinyl. I remember in the past, because I wasn't a really big fan of the Free Willy movies, so I was going to ignore that song, but I was too lazy to get up, and the needle found its way to that song. And it actually sounded really good with the orchestra and the strings and all. It sounded really good on vinyl, I had to admit. Never been a fan of that song until I heard it on vinyl. And I wouldn't say I'm in love with the song, but it sounded cool on vinyl. So real cool find there. I don't remember if it's a custom label or not. Now I gotta check. Yeah. So we do have the custom label with the profiles of Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson there. Really interesting, and a really good song. I love that song, Scream. I always did. I guess I'm just a sucker for Michael Jackson songs. I was a big fan of his in the 80s, so as all hood kids were. So there we go, Scream. And another Michael Jackson 12-inch single on vinyl for the song Black or White. When Black or White, or Black or White. When Black or White first came out, I wasn't too nutty about the song because it had that guitar rhythm that just kept repeating. I remember just thinking, can't you write something else? I was like, do we have to hear the same guitar rhythm over and over for 3-4 minutes? But over time, the song kind of grew on me. So I guess I finally gave it a chance. And so I was really happy to find this on vinyl. Another thing that's kind of hard to find on vinyl, it's from the Dangerous album. I know there are vinyl versions of that record. I would love to score it someday, but just haven't been lucky so far. And this is a limited edition vinyl pressing, as it says on the label there. So nice find on here. It has the single version, or album version I should say, of Black or White. And then it just has a ton of mixes, the dubstep mix, the classic club mix, the house with guitar groove mix, and blah, 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 blah. There's just all these different remixes of the song. Thank God it has just the regular album version or it went nuts. It's on the Epic label. No biggie. I like collecting 12-inch singles. Those of you who watch my video already know that. But I have to admit, I am getting freaking tired of like 7 mixes of the same goddamn song. I'll listen to some of them. Some of them are really interesting and sound cool. There's a few mixes on here that sound really cool on here. But after a while, you get tired of the dance mix, or the club mix, or the dubstep mix, and blah 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 blah. It just goes on and on and on. And so next thing you know, you got 7 different versions of black or white in a different mix, and it gets on my last nerve. And so next time I buy 12-inch singles, I'll try to stay away from so many freaking dance club mixes. Whatever. Okay, now that I got that rant over, if you want to call that a rant. Okay, now I'm going to show you a few 7-inch records. I don't know what got into me. I started buying these 7-inch singles from Robert Plant, but they were, and it's these ones right here, but they were in such good condition, and the guy only wanted $1 for them, and they're all picture sleeves, and they look great. The one is for the song Heaven Knows, from Robert Plant, and there we go. And you know, it came with the picture sleeve, and the record looks like it almost has never been played. It's in really good shape. So really, and I always dug that song Heaven Knows. One of my favorite songs from the late 80s. I think it came out in 89. It's from the album Now and Zen. Real good song, so real happy to have found that. Found from the same album, the single Ship of Fools. Really nice. Really great looking picture sleeve. I've never seen this 45 out there before, so it looked like a cool find. On the B side we have Billy's Revenge, and from Heaven Knows, the B side was Walking Towards Paradise. Forgot to mention that. But we got and it's like I said, they're in good condition, and the records are really clean and play really well and sound fantastic. And Ship of Fools was probably one of my favorite songs from that album. Real mellow song. I love the guitar work on it. Sounds like it's a great song, and I never get tired of it. I still remember hearing it on the radio back when this album was first released. And they kept playing this single every now and then at night on the radio, and it was always one of my favorite songs. I would call and request it, and they were nice enough to play it sometimes. So Ship of Fools, one of my favorite Robert Plant songs. Another great song from Robert Plant, Little by Little. You can see, look at that picture sleeve, in absolutely great shape. And there we go. And the B-side is Trouble Your Money or Double Your Money. I can't really tell. Looks like it says Trouble Your Money, but it doesn't make any sense. So it must be Double Your Money. And no, it's Trouble Your Money. What a strange title. But anyway, and there's the record in great condition. Little by Little, I really love the drum groove, and it's really fun to listen to. I remember one time I had dubbed it off the radio on a cassette, put it in a Walkman, ran it to my kid, and was determined to learn the drum fills in that song because I thought they were so cool. So really cool song by Robert Plant, Little by Little. All right, that's gonna do it there, folks. That was my little haul for, I guess, the week or so, and can't wait to go out again and get some more records. Over the weekend, like I said, my band Broken Monotone played a couple acoustic shows. One was for 4th of July barbecue at our bass player's house. A lot of the band's closest friends were there, plus his parents and a lot of his family, and that was a lot of fun. And then the next day we go to Sacramento and do an acoustic show for our Sacramento audience. That was a fun time, absolute fun time. Some of the best bands in the area were at this one evening of acoustic music only, and we played 4 songs, stripped down acoustic. I was just on the hand drum all night, and that was a lot of blast. But our next show is coming up in a week, and I can't wait to get back behind the drums again, because I've been playing the hand drum for like a good week and a half, 2 weeks now, because I knew all these acoustic gigs were coming up, and I wanted to make sure I was sharp on the hand drum. And those shows were a big success, and everyone thought my hand drum playing really improved. And now it's back to the drum set where I'm glad to be going. Anyway, I hope everybody had a good 4th of July weekend. Mine was fun, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Later, guys.